Hey there folks, this is Lucifer Gordon coming back at you with another video. Now, this is a bit of an arguing with the devil video, but I'm addressing something that I hear all the time from Christians trying to preach at me and not knowing a single thing of what they're talking about. What am I talking about here? Well, I'm talking about a specific argument that Christians, for some weird reason, seem to feel that works that they can try to pull out at any given point in time, and that it's going to be like some sort of magic bullet against a Satanist, when in fact, all they're doing is showing how ignorant and uneducated and just lack of knowing and understanding things they are. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about the myth surrounding Anton LaVey's death, that he either repented or said that something felt wrong or said anything at the time that he died, that he died in horrible agony. I have no doubt he probably died in agony. The man had pulmonary edema. Anybody who studied and researched how exactly he died knows that on October 29th, 1997, Anton LaVey passed away of pulmonary edema. What is pulmonary edema? Well, pulmonary edema is fluid on the lungs. This makes it very difficult to breathe. From what I've read and researched, he was probably at that time intubated with a tube down his throat to try to help him breathe. And even then, in advanced cases such as Anton LaVey's, that doesn't always help them. Help the person who's suffering from it. And he succumbed to pulmonary edema on October 29th, 1997. The man, no matter what, he couldn't draw breath, he couldn't speak. He wasn't saying anything. When you have that much fluid on the lung that it's going to be lethal to you, you're not saying anything. If you are more than likely intubated with a tube down your throat, you can't talk. So the myth that he said, oh, something's wrong, I was wrong. No, complete myth. Even if he was not intubated, he had so much fluid on his lungs, all he could do was cough, and he passed away. It's a gross thing to talk about. It is a horrible thing to talk about, and I do not mean any disrespect to LaVey's family or to him or any of that. But people need to understand that when you're a Christian, you're coming at one of us saying that this garbage about LaVey repenting at the last minute, that he died in horrible agony and all this other stuff, you're not really showing any sort of intelligence. You're just driving us even further away. You're not the only people who are going to fall for that are the ignorant and uneducated. And speaking of uneducated, this guy, what prompted this was this guy, I think it's called LD. He left a comment on my video talking about the Cthulhu cult, whether they were worth people looking into or associating with or not. And he starts leveling these stupid comments at me. And in his last comment, he did this, and he really showed his ignorance when he called Anton Shandor LaVey. This is an extreme demonstration of how stupid some of these people are, on how uneducated they are. They do not want to look outside their own little world bubble, their own little religious bubble, their church and whatnot, and they hear all these rumors and myths, and they take it at face value. One of the key things that Anton taught us, yes, his name was Anton LaVey, Anton Szandor LaVey, not Shandor, and he had a first name called Anton LaVey. Everything that I read and studied, to his close personal friends and family, they all called him Tony. I will not do so past that one little point, respect towards him. Other people called him Dr. LaVey. But I digress. The fact of the matter is, the man's name was Anton Szandor LaVey. It was a chosen name, it was an occult name, it was not his birth name, but he eventually changed his name legally to that name. And as an example of it, one of the first things that people should always read when they're studying Satanism is the Satanic Bible, and there you have it. Anton Szandor LaVey. Right there. First basic book anybody who's looking to study Satanism should always pick up. It doesn't matter if it's outdated or not. It is one of the most important books in our religion. So, this guy, he comes off with this stupid comment that Shandor LaVey died painfully and was saying that something was wrong and that it didn't feel right and whatnot. Clearly he had not done any research. I have been, like I am most of the time when dealing with people of the Christian faith, I have tried to be as polite as possible. But when people come at me and they make these sorts of stupid comments, these uneducated comments, and assume that I am going to fall for it without doing any research into me or into the subject matter, it pisses me off. Now, for you Christians out there, if you are going to come at a Satanist like myself, or any Satanist who's done their research, and I'm not talking about the TST losers, because most of them wouldn't even pick up an actual satanic tract of satanic literature if it could save their lives. Anybody who is actually studied genuine Satanism will point you, of course, first to the Satanic Bible, the most basic of our books. But I'm going to give you a little bit more ammo that you can actually study, learn about our beliefs, and maybe garner a little bit of intellect and intelligence into Anton LaVey before you come at us with that particular tract of stupidity. So the first thing I'm going to point out is Blanche Barton's book, The Secret Life of a Satanist. Of course, this book talks about the life of Anton LaVey. It's by Blanche Barton. It'll go into the details of his life, his history, and even coming down right up to his end. Yeah, this was really, actually no, it doesn't go up to his end, because this book was released in 1991. But it's pretty close, it's just a few years off. You can study and learn a few things. So The Secret Life of a Satanist. Again, you can find this on Amazon. It's not hard to find, people. The second book I'm going to point out, aside from the Satanic Bible and Blanche Barton's Secret Life of a Satanist, is Michael Aquino's Satanic Bible 50th Anniversary Edition. Anything by Michael Aquino, he goes into advanced details of his relationship with Anton LaVey, which provides a lot of key insights into Anton's own life, his views, and how he approached things. Excuse me. And last last and final book. It's a fairly new release. It's by Boyd Rice. It's called The Last Testament of Anton LaVey. A lot of people say that Boyd Rice was Anton LaVey's pick to take over Church Satan after he passed, but Boyd Rice never took him up on it. Just like anything that Aquino does, this details very well a lot of LaVey's personal relationship with Anton LaVey. And this is just, these 4 books are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to studying Satanism. I have made videos demonstrating my physical library. I have members of my organization that has seen my PDF library. Some of them actually have copies of my personal PDF library touching on the subject of Satanism, which is a huge, big subject. Any member of my organization has outrightly seen firsthand my personal grimoire, which holds more information. It just, yeah, it's growing. Do your research. I don't care if you agree with our religion or not. We're always out there, we're studying, we're learning about other religions, other points of views. Give us the same courtesy. We're not coming at you saying, oh, you need to move away from Christ. No, we couldn't give a shit what you believe. We couldn't give a shit if you wanted to move away from Christ or not. If you're interested in our belief, we're going to hand you the Satanic Bible. We'll help you find the materials you need. But it's up to you to do the research, not us to give it to you. This is the culmination of years of hard work and study to come at a person like me and spout off ignorance is pure stupidity. It is absolute idiotic. So, for those of you who think that trying to spout off at Satanists and occultists, make sure who you're talking to first. Make sure the person you're trying to spout this bullshit garbage to is not an educated person who doesn't have a huge big library. Go talk to the TST members. They don't know half of what they're talking about. A lot of them have never even picked up a tract of actual literature. You can preach at them all day long. They'll probably be like, oh, yeah. But don't be coming at a guy like me, or anybody from Church Satan, or Temple of Set, or First Satanic Church. Because anybody who has actually studied real Satanism, for that matter, don't come at anybody from any of these organizations that have actually studied Anton LaVey, that actually keeps his literature on their required reading lists or recommended reading lists. Don't come at people like that. And when you do, make sure you're educated. Until next time, I'm Lucifer Lake Gordon. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. If you like this video, you know the routine. Give me a thumbs up and share it. Just share it. And if you ever have anybody like that coming at you, sprouting off nonsense of any sort like that, there is a plethora of evidence out there that will put these people to shame. A simple little bit of factual knowledge can never be defeated. Just remember that. When somebody comes at you with stupidity and it becomes very blatant that they don't know what they're talking about, you don't need to give them the time of day. You don't need to let them continue. So, here's looking at you. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'm Lucifer Lake Gordon, and I'm out of here.